What I like most about being a mother, I think, is being able to be in partnership with a tiny human. And that can be both really challenging and really inspiring. And I think that there are these moments, big and small, that come up at all unexpected times that help me think about, like, what does it mean to grow and to develop and then to be nurtured, both for him and for myself.
I can live my whole life worrying about what other people are bringing to the table to oppress her. Or I can spend a whole hell of a lot of time loving her, nurturing her, valuing her life, and showing her that she is not only meant to be here and she is as equal as everybody else, is to show her her assets.
My daughter's biracial. And so that's a whole other thing for me. Like, I don't know how to teach her to be biracial in this society. I only know how to teach her how to be a Black girl. And in our society, being Black is not a good thing. Kids as young as 3 recognize race and racial differences. It's up to us as parents to give them context.
As a woman of color, when you are at the hospital, often you feel a bias.
Going back and forth with all of the nurses, one of them came in and was like, saw my husband and was like, oh, she's gonna have beautiful curly hair. And I was just like, oh, I don't want her again, and just, I was banning nurses left and right. It was my only saving grace was that my OBGYN was Black. And understood. She understood that I was under more stress than the other white people women that were on the floor. She understood that I needed injections of Blackness. She came by with poems and songs, and she just sat and talked with me. There is something really powerful about a well-placed girl. Like, that is... As soon as she said that, I was like, oh, okay. I'm in a space that, like, I can be all of me, right?
There's just too many layers of this that I have to fight through to get the person on the other end to look at me as a human being. So yes, I say race, but then I also say, I think another thing that contributed was class. Maybe if I'd walked in as an attorney, as a Black attorney, the treatment would be a little different. But I walk in as a single mom, right? No partner, I'm sick. And the only thing I can think is either I get really sucky insurance and you determine how you're gonna treat me based on my insurance, or what else could it be? Because there are other women that come here and they walk out a lot happier than me.
Other challenges that I've had since my son has been born have been around issues of equity as related to education. And I think that what I've really tried to do is to make sure that he is in a place that's going to nurture him, that's going to encourage him to be free, that will instill a really strong sense of racial identity. And those places are not sort of everywhere.
With We the People, we educate little kids to do work around equity and social justice. And a lot of parents are like, whoa, wait a minute, my child should not know this, They have the luxury of their kids being in a bubble, and I don't have that luxury. There's a fear, right? It's a double fear, right? I don't have a Black son, and that's a totally different fear. But the other fear is that like I am scared walking down the street and seeing, with my daughter and seeing the police, There's a real feeling of fear for that. It's not because of what can happen to me, but what happens to her, right? Like, she can grow up without a mom.
I overly hug her. I overly kiss her on purpose. So at this point, she's kind of like, can you not so much, not so much. I'm like, okay, so if you feel like you're filled up enough, then you're not going to be looking for it out there. So my relationship with my daughter is about everything that we've encountered. We've done it together.
I think that what we have to do, all moms have to do, Black moms have to do regardless, is we got to build coalitions. And so we got to share resources. We got to talk to each other. And as much as I'm, again, devoted and dedicated to the outcomes for my child, I will turn right around and fight for my neighbor and for other Black kids too. My child's future is as connected to other Black kids' futures as anyone else's. And I'm as responsible for them as I am for him.
When you look at your child and you see love, you look at another child and you see love. And that is the real bridge.
I want her to be free. I want her to be able to walk down the street, not move out of anyone's way, and be able to say whatever's on her mind without being labeled. I want somebody to be able to say, wow, you're so articulate, without it having something else behind it.
So I think my hopes and dreams for my son would be, first, that he is free and that he emerges into adulthood, 1, alive, 2, whole and happy.
A lot of what I do is absolutely intentional because I also know what it's like to be a young woman myself. And the one thing I couldn't have is my child out there needing someone else when I want to hope that I'm all of what she needs, and everything else is because she wants it.